For much of the last decade, custom silicon was treated as a defining advantage in consumer tech. Designing in-house chips promised better performance, tighter hardware-software integration, improved efficiency, and differentiation from competitors. Smartphones, laptops, wearables, and consumer electronics increasingly relied on custom processors as a signal of technical leadership. In 2026, that momentum is quietly shifting. Across the US consumer tech industry, companies are moving away from aggressive custom chip strategies and returning to more standardized silicon. And the reasons reveal how priorities have changed. The biggest driver behind this shift is cost. Designing custom chips is extremely expensive. It requires large engineering teams, long development cycles, specialized tooling, and massive upfront investment before a single device is sold. As consumer hardware margins tighten and growth slows, fewer companies can justify those costs. Standardized silicon allows firms to spread development expense across many customers rather than absorbing it alone. Time to market has also become more important than marginal performance gains. Custom chips take years to design, test, and validate. Delays are common, and a missed cycle can derail an entire product roadmap. Standardized silicon platforms offer predictable release schedules and faster integration. In a market where stability and execution matter more than experimental performance, speed and reliability outweigh customization. Supply chain risk plays a major role as well. Custom chips tie companies to specific manufacturing processes and fabrication timelines. Any disruption, yield issue, or delay has immediate downstream effects. Standardized silicon vendors operate at massive scale, diversify manufacturing across fabs, and absorb shocks more effectively. For consumer tech companies focused on predictable production, that resilience is valuable. Performance differences have also narrowed. Standardized silicon has improved dramatically. Modern off-the-shelf processors deliver excellent performance, efficiency, and graphics capability for most consumer use cases. The real-world benefits of fully custom designs have become harder to notice for average users. When performance is already good enough, the incentive to customize declines. Software complexity reinforces this trend. Supporting custom chips requires deep optimization, specialized drivers, and long-term maintenance. Each silicon variation increases testing burden and potential bugs. Standardized platforms come with mature software ecosystems, tools, and support. This reduces engineering overhead and improves system stability. Thermal and power constraints further limit the upside of customization. Consumer devices are increasingly constrained by heat, battery size, and form factor. Even if a custom chip can theoretically perform better, sustained performance is capped by thermal limits. Standardized silicon already operates near those practical boundaries, reducing the advantage of going custom. Longer product life cycles also favor standardization. Consumers keep devices longer, and companies promise extended software support. Supporting custom chips over many years increases cost and complexity. Standardized silicon platforms often have longer support windows, better documentation, and wider industry adoption, making long-term maintenance easier. There is also a strategic shift toward flexibility. Custom chips lock companies into specific architectures and design assumptions. If market conditions change, adjusting becomes difficult. Standardized silicon allows companies to pivot faster, switch suppliers, or adjust product strategies without rebuilding their hardware foundation. Talent constraints matter too. Chip design talent is scarce and expensive. Maintaining internal silicon teams competes with other priorities like software stability, system integration, and user experience. Many companies are choosing to focus talent where differentiation actually matters to consumers rather than deep hardware specialization. Standardization also improves economies of scale. Using common silicon across multiple products simplifies inventory, logistics, and manufacturing. It reduces part variation and improves yields. For companies managing complex product portfolios, these efficiencies add up quickly. Regulatory and compliance considerations play a role as well. Standardized silicon platforms often come with established certifications, security features, and compliance support. Custom chips require additional validation. which adds time and cost in regulated markets. Importantly, this shift does not mean custom silicon is disappearing entirely. Large ecosystem players with massive scale still benefit from it. But for many consumer tech companies, the balance has shifted. Custom chips are no longer assumed to be worth the trade-offs by default. Consumers feel this change indirectly. Devices become more consistent, updates more reliable, and bugs less frequent. Differences between brands show up more in design, software polish, battery life, and durability rather than raw chip specs. The industry has also learned that differentiation does not always require reinvention. Smart integration of standardized components can deliver excellent results without excessive risk. Reliability has become a stronger selling point than uniqueness. Why the shift from custom chips to standardized silicon in consumer tech matters is that it reflects maturity. The industry is optimizing for execution, resilience, and long-term value rather than technical bravado. When growth slows and expectations rise, stability beats experimentation. In 2026, success in consumer tech is less about owning every layer of the stack and more about choosing battles wisely. Standardized silicon offers a solid foundation that allows companies to focus on what users actually experience. This shift is quiet because it lacks spectacle. There are no flashy announcements about using fewer custom chips, but behind the scenes, it is reshaping product roadmaps, budgets, and engineering priorities. Custom silicon once symbolized progress. Today, progress looks like restraint, discipline, and smarter allocation of effort. The return to standardized silicon reflects an industry that has learned where differentiation truly matters. As consumer tech continues to mature, the companies that thrive will not be the ones that build everything themselves, but the ones that build the right things themselves. And in many cases, silicon is no longer at the top of that list.